Here's what's happening right now live on Apple Valley News Now at 6 o'clock. The Franklin County coroner identifies the young man killed in a shooting that happened over the weekend in Pasco. Plus, new at 6, the Idaho search for the fugitive in Sawtooth National Forest, Travis Decker, ends in mistaken identity. And on the fire watch, several homes damaged or totally destroyed due to a large fire in Selah today. We're there. And Josh, who's in for Stacy, is tracking a fire alert day that continues into tonight.
Yeah, Austin, speaking of fires, the camera's shaking right now in the Yakima Valley. I'll touch on the potential for additional fires to start and spread quickly for the rest of this evening. That's going to be coming up on Apple Valley News Now at 6, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6, on your side.
And a very good evening. Thank you for joining us here at Midweek. I'm Austin Reed. Wendy Redman is on assignment. And it is a fire alert weather day, so let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. We'll go to a two-shot now. And Josh, we're talking all about this fire alert day. You were talking about it this morning on Good Morning Northwest, and it's continued on.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's come to fruition. We've seen two large fires now. Unfortunately, one that ended up producing a lot of damage in the Yakima Valley. Of course, we're going to talk about that in a second. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at wind gusts. We're not out of the woods quite yet. Wind's still very strong right now. Peak gusts around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley and the lower Columbia Basin. We do have some data missing on this map, but you should just be able to fill in the gaps. And then when you factor in how dry the vegetation is, yeah, fires could start or spread quickly. Now, with the relative humidity, this measures how dry the air is. Typically, we look for values below 25%. We're not seeing that, but if the vegetation is dry enough, then this can be overcome, and that's certainly what happened. So still, first alert weather day lasts through 2 in the morning as we head into Thursday, as we could have additional large fire starts because of that combination of the winds and the critically dry vegetation. Otherwise, for tonight, clear skies, overnight lows down into the 50s and 60s. It's going to feel pretty mild out there. And then for tomorrow, a little bit cooler as opposed to today, 70s and 80s around lunchtime, and 80s and perhaps some low 90s at the peak of daytime heating. Bottom line for the forecast, cooler but still seasonal for tomorrow. The pivot for Friday, more triple-digit heat possible for Saturday through Wednesday, and the forecast staying bone dry. Quickly now, let's sum up some of these fires on the map. The Smith fire burning off the 700 block of Smith Road in Walla Walla to the northeast of Walla Walla, 30 acres, but per dispatch traffic we've been listening in. It sounds like this one's in mop-up duty now, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the other fire from earlier today, the one that was burning in Selah. This was the Hillcrest and Wixon fire. This one was stopped at 7 acres. It's now 100% contained, but we did unfortunately see some significant damage from this one. So for more on that, we're going to send it back to Austin.
All right, Josh, yeah, the Selah Fire Department did respond to that massive fire in the area of Wixon Park. Let's take a look at this video. We were out there as well. It started just before 9:30 this morning. Dispatch records show structures were threatened, prompting level 3 go now evacuation orders to nearby residents. Air support and additional heavy equipment were ordered to help containment. We know 3 homes were severely damaged or even destroyed, and a 4th was almost destroyed. It burned approximately 17 acres. It was finally contained by around the noon hour. We also know tonight that Selah Fire says they are looking into if this fire was suspicious. So if you know anything, do call police. Turning to a follow-up, 2 juveniles are now in custody after a deadly shooting in Pasco. We've been following this story for a number of days. Police now say shots were fired just after 9:30 Sunday night here on North 6th Avenue. When cops arrived, they found an 18-year-old man, later identified as Paul Jacobo, with a gunshot wound. Officers attempted life-saving measures, but the man died at the scene. A massive search followed with drones and a canine team deployed, but the suspects got away that night. Pasco police announced the arrests of 2 juvenile suspects in connection to the shooting, but the investigation still continues. New tonight, College Place police have arrested a man accused of using a drone for voyeurism near Walla Walla University. The investigation began after repeated reports of a drone flying near the women's dorm, reports that date back to early 2024. Security recovered a crashed drone on campus, and police say data from that device led them to a suspect. Photos from the drone showed women in private moments, including inside dorms and neighboring homes. Officers served a search warrant Tuesday at a home on Northeast Tremont Drive, where they arrested 60-year-old Ross Wright. He is now facing 2 felony counts of first-degree voyeurism. Police also seized data storage devices and say more charges could be on the way. New at 6 and in continuing coverage, we are now learning brand new information in the search for Travis Decker, the man accused of killing his 3 young daughters in the Wenatchee area. U.S. Marshals are now confirming the person spotted in Idaho was not Decker. Officials say the man was roughly the same height and weight, having similar features, and was cooperative. There's been some talk about potential sightings recently, with one woman saying she believed she saw Decker near her family's cabin outside of Idaho City a few weeks ago, back in the beginning of June. The investigation now continues. Other news tonight, a major investment is coming to Columbia Basin College, and it's all about expanding STEM opportunities for families in the Tri-Cities. Today, Battelle, the longtime operator of the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, announced its biggest local donation ever, and I learned all about it today. Battelle is making history in the Tri-Cities with a $3.25 million donation to Columbia Basin College. The money will be used to establish a brand new community STEM learning center right on the Pasco campus.
Throughout P&L's 60-year history, we've worked together to enrich the lives of people who call the Tri-Cities home.
We were founded by Gordon Battelle, and in his will, he wanted us to use science and technology to better society.
The center will transform an older, unused building into a space for hands-on learning, designed not just for students, but for entire families and educators, too. When you first found out, what went through your head?
It was a little surreal. And I think I really needed to come to this day to believe that it was actually going to happen.
Battelle has operated PNNL for the Department of Energy since the 1960s. Over the years, the organization has donated nearly $34 million and logged hundreds of thousands of volunteer hours across the Tri.
The Department of Energy, with their steadfast commitment to research and science, I think it's where the best research in this country happens today, is in these laboratories, and this is one of the best examples.
Construction and renovation for the new STEM Center is expected to begin soon, with a goal of opening its doors to the public next year.
So it's a perfect location. It's strategically located next to our planetarium and our observatory, so it can kind of be a trifecta of STEM opportunities for students to be able to access.
Now, the STEM Center will focus on early engagement in science and tech fields, offering programs and events for all ages. Officials say it could serve as a model for similar partnerships across the country. Now to a story making a difference. With food insecurity on the rise in Washington state, Second Harvest in Pasco is helping get food to families all across our region. Second Harvest Inland Northwest has been serving Washington in Pasco and Spokane for 53 years. They distribute food to more than 250 hunger-fighting programs and agencies across 26 counties in North Idaho and eastern Washington. The organization also partners with local growers in eastern Washington to provide fresh produce to those in need. However, the director of community partnerships says that a growing trend he sees is more and more working families turning to food banks for help.
And one of the things our partners on the front line have really noticed is there are more working families who are having to access food banks and food pantries, and we absolutely recommend that people do it.
For more information on Second Harvest Inland Northwest, go to our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Our News at 6 is just getting started. Coming up, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth joins us with an exclusive investigation following the aftermath of the Trump administration cuts to the National Weather Service. And let's go outside. A live picture from our Skycam network overlooking the Yakima Valley. Josh will come on back as well and have your first alert forecast. Thanks for joining us as we are on your side on this Wednesday.
I'm Susan Alatrico. I don't advocate for any other professional than Mr. Breck. Over the years, I've come to know him as trustworthy, competent, and respected by his opponents. Don't trust your case with providers or representatives who do not have a wealth of experience.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home.
I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
Just like you.
We're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We're here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals and everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide, connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
Due to recent supply chain delays and clearance items stacking up in the warehouse, this week all Walker's Furniture locations are having an emergency inventory liquidation sale where you can save up to 70% on all floor models, discontinued styles, and clearance items.
New inventory is on the way, so we're clearing space and passing the savings on to you. Plus, special 5-year financing was brought in where you can save now and pay over time with no minimum purchase required.
During the inventory reduction sale this week at Walker's.
The Honda Summer Event is here at McCurley Honda, and so are the 2 hottest hybrids on the road. Right now, it's all about saving money, so why not do that with 2 of the most fuel-efficient vehicles out there? Lease a 2025 CR-V Hybrid or Civic Hybrid with payments that fit your summer budget. Built with pride, many Honda vehicles are made right here in America. The Honda Summer Event at McCurley Honda, your way home.
Next ET, Liam Payne's final TV project. We're with his co-star Nicole Scherzinger. Plus, the new era of Superman with DC's new trio and Super Zaddies.
That's perfect.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
I'm Susan Alatrico. I don't advocate for any other professional than Mr. Breck. Over the years, I've come to know him as trustworthy, competent, and respected by his opponents. Don't trust your case with providers or representatives who do not have a wealth of experience.
This newscast sponsored by Walker's Furniture and Mattress.
We are back now with an exclusive report. Over the past few months, the Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency, commonly known as DOGE, has been making cuts to federal agencies. This includes the National Weather Service. But what exactly does that mean for our region, and will we be impacted? Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth joining us tonight. Now, Josh, you have been investigating this story for months, really seeking answers.
Yeah, so when news of this story first broke, I began investigating what the impact of these cuts would be, especially when it comes to forecasting in our region. That's what the story was going to be about, but I found out people had more questions than answers. So when news of the cuts first happened, I reached out to the National Weather Service office here in Pendleton. I wanted to ask how many people were losing their jobs and how it was going to impact the region. The office referred me to another person in the agency to talk with. I reached out, but didn't get a response.
The overall goal here with the DOGE team is to help address the enormous deficit. We simply cannot sustain as a country $2 trillion deficits.
I began reaching out to our local lawmakers, including Republican Congressman Dan Newhouse. I asked Congressman Newhouse about the cuts DOJ is making, affecting people right here in his district and neighboring districts. I was told he would get back to me. In the meantime, a statement was published on his website on passing the budget resolution, which included cuts to weather agencies. It states, passing the budget resolution unlocks the next step in the reconciliation process, allowing Congress to reduce federal spending, lower inflation, and advance a conservative agenda to get our country back on track. It will be no easy task, but Republicans must stay unified to deliver for the American people.
We will make mistakes. We won't be perfect, but when we make a mistake, we'll fix it very quickly.
Next, I learned Washington Senator Patty Murray was hosting a virtual press conference on the recent cuts to the National Weather Service. I took it as an opportunity to get some answers, but instead, it appears I'm not the only one feeling left in the dark.
So I was hoping someone maybe knows the quantity of the layoffs at perhaps that station in particular.
We don't know the answer to that because we're not being given the information by the administration. What we have seen so far is employees like this just get their notice 2 hours before they're told their phone's going to be shut off, and that's when we find out. So I don't have the answers to that. I don't know if anybody else does.
The National Weather Service is not the only agency taking a big hit. Washington Senator Maria Cantwell says she is shocked at what she says is the Trump administration's plans to gut the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, commonly known as NOAA.
These staffing shortages are already impacting NOAA's core functions, including reduced and suspended weather balloon launches at many of our weather forecast offices. And I can't tell you how important this is for us, particularly related to fire season. These NOAA weather activities are giving us essential data about how best to prepare for fire season.
Dr. Rick Spinrad is a former administrator for NOAA. He says he's worried these cuts could put each forecasting office in a bind.
Please bear in mind that those weather forecast offices, almost every one of them was already operating at barely acceptable, in some cases below acceptable levels.
The layoff situation is going beyond the employee cuts already handed down by DOJ. Back in March of this year, a protest was held in Yakima called Stand Up for Science. I talked with Paul Tabion, who was part of the rally. He says he's worried making cuts to local forecasting offices will directly impact farmers.
Well, as someone who's worked in industry and had to rely on weather, you rely on all sources, and primarily when you have a national source, your local sources also reiterate that same information, and if you don't have this chain of operation, you literally have people presenting false information.
The proposed funding cuts to the National Weather Service have been co-signed by House Republicans, including Congressman Dan Newhouse. I reached out again in April to the congressman to ask him about the cuts and how it would impact local weather forecasting and its district, as well as regional responses to wildfires. His team sent me a text message. While I agree with reducing the bloated federal workforce and related spending, we must ensure that positions critical to public safety are maintained. Now, cuts to the National Weather Service and NOAA are just two of the areas that are seeing significant impacts from the big, beautiful bill. But coming up tomorrow morning at 6, it's part 2. I'm telling you about the cuts to the U.S. Forest Service and concerns on how it could impact responses to wildfires, just as the season is just getting underway.
Okay, I have a question for you. Can you tell us if you know any cuts to the National Weather Service in Pendleton, or have they already been kind of operating understaffed?
So there weren't any personnel cuts to NWS Pendleton from DOJ, but they were only, and they still are only at 8 full-time meteorologists, and for them to be considered fully staffed, that would be 13 full-time meteorologists. 8 divided by 13, that's only at 60% capacity. So I think this underscores a very important issue in that this was already a systemic thing in the National Weather Service across the country. We're seeing that discussion happening in Texas right now. And it's just discouraging that, just from a public safety standpoint, I would like to see more resources put into these offices and these agencies, and it feels like the Trump administration is taking it the other way.
Real quick, can some people say, well, maybe TV meteorologists can do everything? Is that?
No. So the main model I use over there is the National Blend of Models. That takes an aggregation of so many different weather models. You have data coming in from different satellite bands, and some of those are starting to get, there's restricted access to that now as well. So this is a very layered, dynamic situation, and We cannot do everything on our own, and we definitely rely on many data products from NOAA and the National Weather Service to help us communicate better with the general public.
Okay, so part 2 tomorrow morning at 6 on Good Morning Northwest, and if you missed that, we'll also have it here on the news at 6 p.m. So, and you can learn more about this AppleValleyNewsNow.com, right?
And on our YouTube page as well.
That's right. All right, time to talk local weather now. Actually, before we do that, I have one story, and then we're going to go to local weather. My apologies. All right, we are going to talk a little bit about the environment now. You know, today, the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation questioned nominees for positions at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This story goes well with what we were just talking about, right? Dr. Neil Jacobs is nominated to head NOAA. At one point, Senator Cantwell said there is a problem not having forecasters, recalling when a meteorologist from NOAA in Seattle had sent people out at a time when there was no meteorologist in central Washington, leading to some deaths. Dr. Jacobs said if confirmed, he would ensure that staffing would be a top priority and he would consolidate the data, not the people. Senator Cantwell also said she is not letting someone outcode the U.S.
So I have no idea why in heck our nation lets the European model get ahead of us. I have no idea why we do this when all we need to do is use Senator Blackburn's supercomputing time at their national lab and put the resources behind it. So let's start with that.
Senator Cantwell said resources are getting shortchanged and disagreed when Dr. Jacobs said he didn't believe the budget cuts would impact weather forecasting. All right, now it's time for tonight's forecast.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
All right, yes, we still have some serious business to talk about for tonight as the vegetation is critically dry in the Cascades in the upper Yakima Basin, in the valleys, in the lower Columbia Basin, and also in the Blue Foothills. You factor in some of the wind gusts we could see through the rest of the night through 2 in the morning for Thursday. Peak gusts around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 40 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. So points in between, we could see gusts between 25 to 40 miles per hour. So in these conditions, fires could start or spread quickly. And unfortunately, we've already seen some of those results already today. For tonight, otherwise, could have a few showers up in the Cascades to the east of there. We're going to be dry with mostly clear skies, and overnight lows are going to feel fantastic. 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades, and 40s and 50s in the Blues. Then for tomorrow, plenty of sunshine out there. It's going to be a beautiful day. And high temperatures will be a little bit cooler, still hot, but seasonal for early July with 80s and 90s for lower elevations, 60s in the Cascades, and 60s and 70s in the Blues. Thankfully for tomorrow, given that we're going to be a little bit cooler, given that there's going to be a little bit more moisture in the air, the dryness is going to go down here, back down to elevated, but still elevated, nothing to scoff at, but also thankfully, the winds aren't going to be as strong as what we're seeing right now. So the fire start potential isn't going to be zero, but it's not going to be as great as what we've already seen today. The wind's picking up because temperatures again going down for tomorrow. We're going to have another pivot for Friday, and then pretty sustained heat from Saturday through Wednesday. We'll be up around 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities. For now, it looks like the two peaks are going to be on Sunday and Wednesday. That's subject to change, but Sunday's forecast looks like we could be between 100 to 105 in the lower Columbia Basin, but for all lower elevations that we serve, 95 to 105 is seeming like a pretty good bet for Sunday. And to add insult to injury, no rain chances over the next 7 days. So vegetation dryness, when you factor in the heat, is set to go back up for next week, and that means fire danger is set to go back up as well. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Low 90s Thursday, mid 90s on Friday, then highs hover around 100 degrees Saturday through Wednesday. In Yakima, a brief dip down into the mid 80s tomorrow, then 90s and perhaps triple digits beyond that. In Ellensburg, another day of windy weather Thursday, but not as strong as today. More windy weather comes back around this weekend. In Hermiston, highs dip down to around 90 tomorrow, mid-90s Friday, then flirting with 100 degrees Saturday through Wednesday. Finally, for Walla Walla, we'll consider mid-80s a cool down for Thursday because it's all 90s Friday through Wednesday.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Of course. We are going to take a quick break, but up next at 6, rising water and stranded drivers. A rescue in Oklahoma, all caught on camera. Stay with us, everybody.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
It is Operation Best Friend every Wednesday as we feature lovable pets from area shelters all looking for their forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Christine Connolly, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Our number one service here at NIU Women's Clinic and Aesthetics is our weight loss program. Our program is really focused on a lifestyle change. We want our patients to be able to lose around 10 to 15 pounds of weight loss a month is what we see. But when they're done with us on the program, we want them to be able to keep that weight off. We don't want to see them yo-yo.
So I've lost about 40 to 50 pounds, and that's been over the span of 3 to 4 months. At my peak, I think I was losing probably 10 pounds a week. It was quite a bit, and I just noticed it was falling off of me.
So we are proud to announce that we are releasing a virtual weight loss program. What makes our program so successful for both men and women is the fact that we are treating exactly the reason why you're gaining this weight in the first place. By addressing your insulin insensitivity, your hormone balancing, your lifestyle, treating everything. We really focus on you and your needs.
Now open in Yakima. Go to newuwomensclinic.com to start your weight loss journey today.
The fireworks don't stop on the 4th. McCurley Subaru's Red, White, and Vroom sales event is lighting up July with explosive savings. As the largest volume Subaru dealer in the area, we've got the inventory and the deals. For the first time in a while, get low financing, like 1.9% on the 2025 Outback and Crosstrek. Don't wait. Save today and keep the Red, White, and Vroom spirit alive all July long. Only at McCurley Subaru, your way home.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Find summer clearance savings in electronics, sporting goods, barbecue and patio, home goods, and more. Plus, save $3 on Tillamook beef jerky. Find 8 mega rolls of MD bath tissue for $5.99. Dello 1-gallon diesel engine oil is just $11.99. And get Skechers hands-free Swift Fit shoes for just $49.99. Summer clearance and store-wide 3-week savings are happening now at Bi-Mart since 1955.
We're back, baby.
Yeah.
Grandma, he smells really good. Name something your mate's booty has in common with the basketball.
It bounces.
Celebrity Family Feud season premiere Thursday on ABC.
Check this out. First responders in Sallisaw, Oklahoma saved a man from a nearly submerged truck during flooding on Tuesday. Here's the video. The water rose quickly, stranding people in their vehicles. When officers arrived, water came up over the hood of one car. Body cam video shows law enforcement rescuing a driver under a railroad bridge after severe flooding crippled parts of the state. Oklahoma officials urged some residents there to stay off the road. Still ahead here at 6:30, our William Albert is looking into local rail development.
Coming up tonight, we'll be telling you about how the Port of Pasco has opened up bidding for a brand new rail project that will be right next to Dairygold.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From sparklers to sparkling appliances, find explosive deals at Fred's this 4th of July. Come check out what's in stock and on sale. Score big on all GE appliances from your favorite brands like GE Cafe and GE Profile. This Independence Day, Fred's is offering exclusive deals on all GE fridges, ranges, dishwashers, and so much more. Plus, save up to $500 with an additional Fred's Buy More, Save More exclusive rebate. Fred's Appliance is your family-owned local appliance expert since 1962.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demand to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222.
Something big is coming to Wild Horse Resort and Casino. He's elusive, he's famous, and there's a $120,000 Bigfoot bounty out for him this July and August. Spin the prize wheel for cash, free play, or the Bigfoot Bounty Progressive that increases each spin until it's won every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then on July 26th, one of 3 lucky Bigfoot trackers takes home $15,000 in cash. Come catch Bigfoot. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now continue to honor volunteers by sharing their stories and awarding their charities $1,000 each. If you know someone in Benton and Franklin counties who is making a difference and taking that extra step to make our communities better, please tell us about them today. Just click on Volunteers Count on the contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com for the STCU Volunteers Count nomination form. Volunteers Count from STCU and Apple Valley News Now.
Stay busy this summer with the City of Pasco. Enjoy open swim at Memorial Aquatic Park from 1 to 5:45 p.m. every day, with lap swim weekdays at noon, or sign up for swim lessons throughout the summer. Join the all-ages Beat the Heat Run Walk Club on Wednesday mornings to earn entries for an end-of-summer prize drawing. Check out free, family-friendly movies and music at Pasco Parks, plus many more activities and events, all listed online at pascoparksandrec.com.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
And right here in the Northwest. Wherever we are, it feels like home.
Man, it's good to be home.
Good Morning Northwest and GMA, the #1 way to start your day.
Good morning, Northwest.
Next Extra, Kim Kardashian goes full Balenciaga Barbie. She takes over Paris Fashion Week after the Bezos wedding. Then, diving into the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Apple Valley News Now is Pasco.
Apple Valley News Now is Natchez.
Apple Valley News Now is Umatilla. Our broadcast center may be in Kennewick, but Apple Valley News Now is everywhere.
From the blues in the east to the Cascades in the west, one television station is everywhere you want us to be. Leading the way with local news you trust.
Breaking news.
We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Always on your side.
Right now on the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m., maintaining golf courses in the summer heat presents challenges. We're going to head to Northern Oregon to find out the technology behind the green. Plus, a member of the Grandview Police Force shows us his tricks and how he's keeping his community safe. That is much more as your news at 6:30 continues now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Great to see you on this Wednesday. I am Austin Reed. Wendy is on assignment tonight. She'll be back tomorrow, though. Stacey Lee is off, but Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is here and joins us with a first look at our weather, because we always do weather first at 6:30. Had some fires today. Very serious situation in Selah.
Yeah, unfortunately, some people lost their homes. We never like to see that, but it's a good reminder that this is serious stuff, right? So let's go ahead and show you how you can be best prepared, right? First of all, this is how to sign up for emergency alerts. It's a little bit different in the Oregon counties. You have to go to oralert.gov, type in your address and sign up. But for the Washington counties that we serve, you go to mil.wa.gov/alerts. #local. That's kind of a long link, but find your county and sign up. Remember the difference between level 1, level 2, and level 3 evacuations. Level 1, be ready. Level 2, be set. Level 3, go now. And for be set, you need to pack the go bags. You need to prepare to leave at a moment's notice. What should be in the go bag? I'll just read off a few of these items, but necessary prescriptions or meds, 3 gallons of water per person, an extra set of car keys, a first aid kit, sanitation supplies, and I only just read like a couple of those, just scratching the surface. Okay, otherwise, for tonight, overnight low is going to be mild, 50s and 60s, going to feel pretty comfortable. But remember, the first alert weather day runs until 2 in the morning for Thursday, as additional fires, unfortunately, could start or spread very quickly. It's dry out there and it's windy. For tomorrow, seasonal stuff, but still toasty, 80s and 90s for lower elevations. And it looks like more heat's going to return as we head into this week, and I'll tell you just how hot coming up a little bit later in the show.
Now at 6:30, living in a desert climate presents unique challenges for maintaining golf courses. And the Wild Horse Golf Course down in Pendleton, Oregon uses advanced technology to maintain its upkeep. The course uses a computerized system from the course's personal weather station, allowing them to measure the conditions of the turf and grass. Portable moisture meters are also used to measure the saturation in the ground, using hose water by hand until it reaches the right level in order to use only the required amount of water necessary.
Water is precious, and we treat it that way. And so we manage our water to use what we absolutely need, but not to exceed. So a good example is a windy day like today. We might have a few sprinklers running in places where we had some dry spots.
The intensity of the maintenance for the Wild Horse Golf Course is building as they get ready to host the Epson Tour from August 15th to the 17th. This just in here at 6:30, the city of Grandview wants to hear from its current and former residents through a new survey on their website. The survey is to get to know its new growing community, along with why people have decided to live there. The city's administrator, Shane Fisher, says the survey also helps make sure the city has the services that the community members need and or want. He also says the survey calls to hear from those who have moved away from Grandview as to if the community lacked any amenities. The main goal, city officials know what they need to do to make living in Grandview better.
The town is growing. There's more traffic. There's more things going on. And so people are, they want to keep Grandview very small. And we understand that. But progress happens as developers come in and they want to build homes here. We want to encourage that. We want to grow. We want our revenues to grow. We want us to be able to provide those services and amenities to people. And we can't do that if we stay stagnant.
Fisher also says the survey will be available until Friday of this week, and so far they've exceeded their 150 participants goal. Next Monday, they'll also send out another survey regarding if people think the city should change their chicken ordinance in town. Well, the Port of Pasco is moving forward with plans to expand rail access at the Ryman Industrial Center, and they've just opened the bidding process for the project. New at 6:30, Apple Valley News Now's William Albert has more on what this project could mean for the growth of Pasco.
The Ryman Industrial Center has been a top priority for the Port of Pasco for years. The port initially purchased 160 acres for the industrial park, with Darigold becoming its first tenant. Now they're looking to add rail service to the area. The project, estimated at over $6 million, will be built on property just off Railroad Avenue. Executive Director for the Port of Pasco, Adam Lincoln, says the project has been in the making for a while, and the development of the rail spur is designed to support local industries like Darigold.
Darigold come in and be our first tenant, and now they're putting in about $1 billion of an investment into their project. And the next phase for the port is to develop this rail spur. And it's going to be a connection that goes from BNSF's existing property that's on the west side of the road and then connects into the Ryman property.
Lincoln says the multi-million-dollar project will be funded through different sources.
Franklin County has funding called .09 funds. It's a sales tax collection from the region, and that gets returned to the local market. So this is a project that's partially funded by that. And then the port's also putting money into this project.
Officials at the Port of Pasco tell me that this rail project is a multi-year, multi-phase project that is expected to bring big regional growth to the area.
Darigold alone at their site is going to be an add of about 200 jobs. So supporting them in their growth has been a priority for us. Additionally, I think in total, their regional support is going to be about 1,000 jobs that happen just from the Darigold plant. We're in talks to develop some other projects there that could be another several hundred jobs that would come out of this.
Going forward, Lincoln says most businesses looking to work with the port would likely take advantage of the new rail infrastructure.
Right now, the businesses that we've been talking to would likely take advantage of it because they're industries that would work with or in support of Dairy Gold and what they're doing. So products that would come in and out, rail would be a benefit for them.
In the meantime, the port says its focus is on helping grow local industry, while phase 1 of the project is waiting to start. In Pasco, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, William, thank you. The contract is expected to be awarded in the next couple of months. However, the application deadline is July 29th. We're going to head back to Grandview now. They have a new addition to its police force, and he's got 4 legs and a tail. Meet Cash, Grandview Police Department's first canine officer. He came from a canine training facility in Alabama and completed narcotics training with his handler. He can detect meth, cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl. Police say he'll help combat the rise in overdoses all across the community.
Seems to continue to rise. The Grandview Police Department is committed to the safety of our community and doing everything in our power to make sure that our community is safe and that everyone in our community can live a happy life. And the first step to that is actually being safe. So we got this program started so that we can actually combat that on the patrol level and actually get drugs off of our streets.
Police say Cash will also help with traffic stops, warrants, and area searches to get those drugs off the streets. Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6:30. This dog is no stranger to Operation Best Friend, and she is looking for her forever home. We're going to tell you more when we come back. And Josh is up next with your full First Alert forecast as we made it to the middle of the week. People enjoying the Columbia on this Wednesday night. Stay tuned.
I'm not going to do anything flashy to announce my munchies under $4. The items you crave, like tiny tacos or French toast sticks for less than $4. But I will do something explosive! At Jack, every bite's a big deal! Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
The fireworks don't stop on the 4th. McCurley Subaru's Red, White, and Vroom sales event is lighting up July with explosive savings. As the largest volume Subaru dealer in the area, we've got the inventory and the deals. For the first time in a while, get low financing, like 1.9% on the 2025 Outback and Crosstrek. Don't wait. Save today and keep the Red, White, and Vroom spirit alive all July long. Only at McCurley Subaru, your way home. The fireworks don't stop on the 4th. McCurley Mazda's More to Move You event is lighting up July with explosive savings. New and used cars, all priced to move, with low lease payments, low APRs, and unbelievable trade-in offers. At McCurley Mazda, we don't play games or hike prices. Just fair, transparent, pressure-free buying. Don't wait. Lock in your savings and keep the Red, White, and Vroom spirit alive all July long. McCurley Mazda, your way home.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Find summer clearance savings in electronics, sporting goods, barbecue and patio, home goods, and more. Plus, save $3 on Tillamook beef jerky. Find 8 mega rolls of MD bath tissue for $5.99. Dello 1-gallon diesel engine oil is just $11.99. And get Skechers hands-free Swift Fit shoes for just $49.99. Summer clearance and store-wide 3-week savings are happening now at Bi-Mart since 1955.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
You know I'm never afraid to lay it on thick. Like with my 100% beef patty melt with 2 melty cheeses and grilled onions all on my famous toasted sourdough. It's beefy, it's melty, and it's back. Starting at $5.49. Get so much more. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
All right, tonight for Operation Best Friend, we have a returning dog. We featured Nyria last year, I should say, but she's still looking for her forever home. So let's make this time the last time.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Houses, Christine Connolly Realtor, and by Manthite Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Hi, this is Mikey's Chance Canine Rescue with Operation Best Friend, and today we're going to introduce you to Nyria. Nyria is a 4-year-old American pit mix, but don't let the pit fool you. She is a lover, not a fighter. All of Mikey's Chance dogs are special, but Nyria is extra special because she's currently in boarding, so she needs her forever home, but if that doesn't happen, she needs a foster home. Nyria came to us when she was dumped in a rural area, and you can tell from the scars on her face that she may have been in a fight or two, which makes her very reactive to other animals, so she needs a home where she's by herself. What Nyria lacks in animal skills, she totally makes up for in people skills. She loves all people, young, old, or anywhere in between. While ideally we'd like to find somebody to adopt Nyria, we realize not everybody has the financial needs to do so. You may have the home and the love, but not the money. And in that case, fostering is a great alternative, because all you provide is a safe space and the love, and Mikey supplies the food, the necessities, and even toys. She loves to snuggle, and I think her dream home would be someplace where she could get on the couch and sit next to her people and just cuddle all day long. She's not much on toys, but her other favorite activities are car rides, rolling in the grass, belly rubs, and again, snuggling and meeting new people. If you're interested in either adopting her or foster home, just let us know and we can set up a personal meet and greet where you can meet your new best friend.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
I got to meet Nyria this morning. She was a sweetheart, so please, please, please give her a home. Okay, serious business still through 2 in the morning on Thursday. First alert weather day for the potential of large fire starts in our lower elevations. It's going to be windy and the vegetation will be critically dry. Critically dry not only for lower elevations, but also in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin. You factor in the wind gusts, peak gusts around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 40 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills, points in between. Generally 25 to 40 miles per hour. So again, fires could start or spread quickly. Unfortunately, we've already seen that happen a couple different times today. Otherwise, for tonight, maybe a few showers up in the Cascades. To the east of there are going to be dry and mostly clear skies. Overnight lows very mild, 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades, and 40s and 50s in the Blues. For tomorrow, a beautiful day, lots of sunshine, high temperatures normal for early July, but still toasty, 80s and 90s for the valleys, basin, and foothills, 60s in the Cascades, and 60s and 70s in the Blue Mountains. Now, the vegetation for tomorrow, it's going to be in the elevated level of dryness, but not critical like it was for today. So that's encouraging. This is going to be assisted by some cooler high temperatures, more moisture in the air as well. And also winds, they're still going to be out there, but just not as strong as today, but they could still, peak gusts could still be up around 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley and breezy elsewhere. The winds picking up today because of a cold front that, again, will drop our high temperatures down to pretty seasonal stuff for tomorrow. The pivot on Friday, then once again, will be up around 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities from Saturday through Wednesday. So sustained heat this time, and it looks like the peak, it's going to be a double peak Sunday and Wednesday. Now, this is to be determined, but those are the early indications, and the early indications for Sunday are that we could be between 100 to 105 for the lower Columbia Basin, but I think for all lower elevation spots, at least 95 degrees is a pretty safe bet. Unfortunately, no rainfall over the next 7 days, so that is also not going to help out when it comes to our vegetation dryness situation, and the fire danger will, of course, go up as well. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Low 90s Thursday, mid 90s on Friday, then highs hover around 100 degrees Saturday through Wednesday. In Yakima, a brief dip down into the mid 80s tomorrow, the 90s, and perhaps some triple digits beyond that. In Ellensburg, another day of windy weather Thursday, but not as strong as today. More windy weather comes back around this weekend. In Hermiston, highs dip down to around 90 tomorrow, mid 90s Friday, then flirting with 100 degrees Saturday through Wednesday. Finally, for Walla Walla, we'll consider mid 80s a cool down for Thursday because it's all 90s Friday through Wednesday, Austin's favorite decade.
That's right. You got that right. I'm excited for the cool down, except
cool down.
Yeah, cool down.
Yeah.
I'm jealous because I'm heading to an area. I'm going to be off for about a week and a half starting tomorrow, but I'm going to an area where it's like 105, 110.
So you just can't escape it.
I cannot escape it.
Sorry about that.
I know. What are you going to do? All right, Josh, thanks. Still ahead here at 6:30. Travel and Leisure has revealed its World's Best Awards. Readers say a top spot goes to a city because of its cuisine and natural beauty. Where is it? We'll tell you on the other side of the break.
Friday, July 11th, your Tri-City Dust Devils play as the Columbia River Rooster Tails, complete with a family feast night featuring select food and drinks for $2.50, all thanks to the Tri-Cities Airport. Then don't miss the post-game fireworks show on Saturday, July 12th, presented by Columbia Basin Hearing Center. For tickets, head to the official site, dustdevilsbaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
Like most people, my days are nonstop. When I'm working, I need to stay focused, not worried about my finances. That's why I went looking for a bank that makes managing my money effortless. Apple was exactly what I needed. Helpful people with easy-to-use tools. Now, I spend less time stressing about money and more time doing the things I enjoy. Where do you credit union?
Award-winning singer-songwriter Scotty McCreery, live in concert.
Drinking cab and a solo in the cab.
Friday, August 15th, 8 p.m., Legends Casino Hotel. One of country's hottest stars, Scotty McCreery. On sale at Legends Gift Shop and Ticketmaster.com. New album, Rise and Fall. Available now. Scotty McCreery Live.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
In an instant, your world can shatter. At Quantum Legal, we understand injuries can be an immense burden, taking a toll on your body, leaving you drowning in medical expenses. Battling insurance companies without legal representation will make matters worse. We are committed to advocating for your deserved compensation. Quantum Legal, where compassion meets justice.
On behalf of STCU, we want to present you with this $1,000 check.
Brian is the regional logistics leader. He makes sure things are ready when it comes to disaster response.
To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
All right, time for what's trending. Travel and Leisure has revealed its annual World's Best Awards, and the #1 U.S. travel destination may surprise you.
According to the magazine survey, the top spot is Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's kind of your old stomping grounds, Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Santa Fe unseated Charleston, South Carolina, which held the top spot for 12 straight years.
All right, coming in at #2 is New Orleans. Rounding out the top 5 are Charleston at #3, Savannah, Georgia at #4, and Alexandria, Virginia at number 5. Let's see. I have been to, out of all the cities on that list, yeah, just Santa Fe.
I've only been to New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been there. Is it cool?
It is. It kind of smells like pee, like especially on Bourbon Street, you know.
All
but
right.
I'd say that's a bucket list thing. Go at least once.
Just hold your nose.
Just hold your nose, yeah.
All right, we are going to take a quick break, but coming up next, we'll have your reason to smile and a final look at your forecast. So stay tuned.
It's an emergency inventory liquidation sale this week at all Walker's Furniture locations. Save up to 70% off all floor models, discontinued styles, and clearance items.
Plus, with special 5-year financing, save now and pay over time.
This week at Walker's.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Who says you have to wait for snow to get the best piano deals of the year? Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is unwrapping Christmas savings in July. Free delivery and setup, and a holiday songbook so you can practice Jingle Bells by the pool. Save on select uprights, grands, and digital pianos. And if you wear a Santa hat, we'll reward you with an extra discount. Christmas in July at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, where music is always in season.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Form or function? Should we push the timeline? Will it hold?
Should we outsource? What do you think?
Do you engineer it to work? Or design it to move? Give them what they want.
It needs to be taller, faster.
Even cheaper. Or take things to new places. You've got to build the right team. No, that's the one. Revise it, redo it, develop it. Keep pushing until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
Next ET, Liam Payne's final TV project. We're with his co-star, Nicole Scherzinger. Plus, the new era of Superman with DC's new trio and super zaddies.
That's perfect.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
It's an emergency inventory liquidation sale this week at all Walker's Furniture locations. Save up to 70% off all floor models, discontinued styles, and clearance items.
Plus, with special 5-year financing, save now and pay over time.
This week at Walker's.
Welcome back. What do we have now?
Reason to smile. Let's go ahead and take that graphic full screen. So this is actually from last week, July 3rd. Dust Devils game in Pasco looking east. I would call that cotton candy skies as that storm system was rolling in. So thank you so much to Gail Murray for this incredible shot. And the baseball diamond, there's that quote from Moneyball, how could you not be romantic about baseball? So I think that exemplifies that right there. Okay, wind gusts right now. It's rocking and rolling outside. These winds mostly out of the north and west. You see peak gusts around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley and in the lower Columbia Basin. Still pretty dry out there, so fires could start or spread quickly. It's why we're still going with the first alert weather day through 2 in the morning. And other than that, overnight low is going to be quite pleasant, 50s and 60s, clear skies for tomorrow. A little bit cooler as opposed to today, 80s and 90s, seasonal stuff for this time of the year. Bottom line for the forecast, tomorrow cooler, again still seasonal. The pivot for Friday, more triple-digit heat Saturday through Wednesday, forecast staying bone dry.
Well, thanks for staying up late with us.
Of course.
Appreciate it. He'll be back tomorrow morning. We will be back at 11 as well. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hoping your news is good news. Take care.